portion. Whoa! Whoa! This next teardown is a cash register that I got. It is the Sharp XE-A21S electronic cash register, and it's actually fairly light. It seems to me that the heaviest part is this cash box, which isn't that much of a surprise. The rest of this, though, feels pretty light when I pick it up. My guess is the power supply is probably fairly small, and probably on the, it wouldn't surprise me if it's not on the exact same board, PC board, as all the rest of the electronics, this display and that one there, and controls everything else. So I don't think there's going to be a whole lot to this, but since I have it, I might as well tear it apart. And so far these are the only screws that I see, so I'll just start there and work my way through. And how are we looking here? I'll try to keep this in the frame. I have not yet looked over the what was it I tore apart last? Oh, the microwave. I haven't looked over that footage yet, so I don't know how the cinematography looks on that. Goodness. All right. So I want to apologize in advance if it turns out that I'm in the way a bunch and there's not a clear view of everything that's going on. Hoping by taking the bottom off that I'll get the access to whatever is attaching the top, the keypad, and the electronics portion to the cash box portion. Whoa! Whoa! Yikes! Not only did I get a cash box, or a cash register donated, I unexpectedly found a couple dollar bills. Wow. I'll have to give a double thanks to the donator of this. If I find much more than that, I'll have to contact them and say, hey, there's another one. Looks like it slipped in underneath the tray. Wow. Okay. Alright, that's the mechanism that kicks it open. Alright, well, shoot. I don't know if I'm seeing what I was hoping to see. Maybe I am. I don't know if this slips down. Maybe I just break it. Try that. Let me get this precious money aside. Sounds like company has just arrived. After I get this pried off, if I can get it pried off. What do we got here? Huh. Alright, I'm going to pause here real quick. Find out who it is that popped over for a visit. The visitor ended up being my daughter, and she is borrowing something from us, which makes me think it's quite possible we will never see what she's borrowing ever again. Actually, that's kind of the running joke. It started off with one day I could not find my stapler, and we found it in Alicia's room, and I want to say there have been other items that's also been true, but the stapler I can absolutely verify. Then there have been other things where I suspected that maybe Alicia had it, and I was told categorically, no, she did not have it. How could I think of such a thing? One of those items was my copy of Frank Herbert's Dune that I could not find, and I was the one that introduced Alicia to Dune, and my goodness, I think she's probably got all the books by now. I didn't actually own more than the first three, and then I did eventually read God Emperor of Dune. But anyway, the point of the story here, she categorically denied having my copy of Dune. Well, strangely enough, and I believe that happened when we were helping move them from Kellogg to here in Rathdrum, and we're picking stuff up, and I think actually as she was packing, getting ready to, she ran across a copy of Dune, a second copy of Dune that she had, which she then realized she had indeed taken, purloined, one might say, my copy of Dune, and she, well, who knows how many years she had it, insisting that she did not. So, all of that to say, long story, which I just kind of told, short, which I could have done quite a bit sooner. I may never see whatever it is that she borrowed again. Or if I do, it'll be a long time from now, possibly after lots and lots of denials that she still hasn't. Alright, there's a ton of little screws here. It's holding this assembly in that, oh, missed one, that the tape, the receipt tape sits in. Unfortunately, all of this is plastic, so it's not like I'm going to be able to melt down any of that. And for some reason, it does not. That last screw does not want to come. See if I can coax it. No, not exactly the coaxing I was hoping to do, but maybe that'll still work. There we go. This is what I want. All right, I'm still gonna get a nice beefy transformer. There's the transformer, and yeah, sure enough, that very much looks like it could be the power supply portion, and then the rest of this is just the circuitry that controls everything else. And there appears to be a couple of PC boards up here as well, so I'll get to that. So let me tear into this. Am I able to show all that? Yeah, not too bad. Disconnect all the wires to this PC board. Get rid of those ribbon wires. Looks like some plastic clips and a couple of screws holding this in place. I haven't gotten any good footage yet of my attempts at breaking down the PC boards. I may make another attempt this weekend, so that video may not happen for a while yet. And I've got such a backlog of footage that I need to compile and get uploaded. It's probably going to be weird for some of my North Idaho viewers. They're going to see me doing work, and the weather's going to look fantastic, and we may be at a time when we've got several inches of snow on the ground. That does kind of work to my advantage, though, because with school I can't always tell exactly what kind of time I'm going to have, so it's not bad that I have a bit of a bunch of videos in the queue. All right, yeah, there's a couple of capacitors there, some heat sinks, and transistors that probably are used for that power supply. So this is probably the power supply part that transformer connects into. Anyway, I'll break all this up and such, and then run it through the process, because there's quite a bit of copper and aluminum on this already. So I'll break this down, probably not on camera though. Right there. And I got this little guy. Looks like something for a USB to plug in, but there'll be some copper in there. I don't see anything that suggests that there would be gold leads or anything, but who knows. That PC board, it's all going to be an alloy anyway. And let me get that transformer out, and then I'll get all of this off and out of the way. I didn't have an opportunity to film it, but I had a coworker who had a mini fridge that stopped working, and they were getting ready to haul that up off to the dump. It was there at school, and I asked if it would be possible to tear into that before it got hauled off. So I hope to have a video sometime down the road on the condenser, tearing that apart. And I suspect there's a nice big chunk of copper in the motor. Not knowing what a refrigerator condenser unit looked like, I pulled up a video on YouTube, and it looks like it is definitely going to be worth tearing that in. I've got that. I think it's still sitting in the trunk of my car. That'll be a future video. Why are we still hung up? All right, let me get this out of the way. And I'll get these couple of PC boards out. show much. Turn the angle. Get in a little closer. Never quite sure how all of this is going to look when it's finally compiled. Don't know what it would look like full screen. And not having a cell phone that I use for cell phone purposes. The cell phone that I have is just used to sync up the Fitbit. I may have mentioned that a time or two already. So I have no idea what any of my videos look like on YouTube. On a cell phone. That is. I know what they look like on YouTube. I always view my videos after I've uploaded them. Sometimes it's kind of painful, especially this talking part. And as I mentioned a video or two ago, that trying to get comfortable with using my voice. Ooh. I don't know what that's going to turn down into. I'm going to have to look up what's in these digital displays. They should all be LEDs, that's for sure. There looks like there's a lot of plastic in there. Maybe it'll be worth it. This all still crush up because there should be copper in those leads. And then I'll cut off the ribbon cables. Yeah, and that definitely shows copper. And some transistors and an IC there. Bunch of resistors. That should all chop up quite nicely. The rest of it, well, I don't think I want to mess with the key. Oh no, maybe I do want to mess with the keypad. And the reason for that is, I was watching, I actually watched 2 videos on the refrigerator compressor disassembly, teardown, and one of the guys I was watching. He was talking about silver contacts, and that reminded me of another video I'd seen where someone had taken some sort of keypad apart, and it was his contention that all of the contact points between the buttons, and I think he was tearing apart a microwave, which I didn't even think about when I tore apart my microwave, that on the other side where all of these points of contact are, that button is a button of silver. If that's the case, and I'm just going to assume it is, I mean, I couldn't verify it one way or the other, then I'll just add that. I don't have a problem with there being trace amounts of silver in my PC board alloy. This part is probably horribly boring. I think I'm probably out of the frame. Did I get it back in? I did. About right there. Yeah. There's just a bunch of screws here. This is the part that if I were in the classroom, I'd have a couple of students, as I'm trying to show or demonstrate something, they start giving, Mr. Freeman, can you tell us a story so we don't actually have to do any work? Rest assured, all the stories I tell in my classroom have a point and a purpose that's related to whatever it is we're discussing, whether it's a social studies topic or a literature English topic. And sometimes I take them by surprise. We're talking about grief. Today we're reading a short story where one of the characters loses their mom. And according to the text, it is some time after the mom passes away that he starts to grieve for her. I mean, a visible emotional response, crying and such like that. And he does that actually for a while. So I was asking the students whether or not that was something that was realistic. And most of them assured me that it was not. And so then I told them how I deal with grief. And I'm one of those that usually takes a bit. All right, so if that guy is correct, this kind of this white shiny stuff, or at least maybe at the intersection of this white shiny stuff, should be some sort of silver. I don't know if they're right or not, but could be. Silver is a fantastic conductor, and it looks like that whatever they're using here for their, it continues on into these ribbons. So I'll set that aside. I'll maybe look into it. I'm not exactly certain how I could cook this thing down though without creating a huge smoke, black plume of smoke, and it probably smells horrible. I'm going to see if I can maybe separate the it looks like it's 2-ply here, which it probably is, because it's probably on both sides, and then it's when they touch and it makes a connection. Anyway, all right, so let me move this stuff aside, and then I'll stage what it is I have for that conclusion. I want to say, hey, thanks a whole bunch for watching, however much you decided to watch. Please like and subscribe. Blessings.